And we're live, and it works. Yay. As we are here to bring you another season of the LHL. Well, it's the Lite Hockey League for this season. And there are 5 teams playing, 2 of which we will see tonight in one big game. It looks like the other game has been rescheduled. So we missed the one last night. And it appears that we will at least see one game this week. And that is coming up next. So we will see, who is it tonight? Boston versus Seattle. As they get ready to come in. Thanks for being with us on Winners with the One. Hockey question mark. It's still alive. And the dream is still alive. But in the meantime, we've got LHL. For the next month or so. Yeah, that's where John Cena got that music, right? But yes, this season is just a short one. It is scheduled to go through this month and maybe part of the next. And we'll be seeing playoffs subsequently, and then, of course, the finals. That's how it usually goes, anyway. And we expect this to be no different. It's really cool that they got 5 teams fielded for this, and hopefully they'll keep showing up all the way through. We did have one rescheduled game tonight, but it's rescheduled and not forfeited, so that's a good sign. But yeah, it's hockey question mark. It's been around for over a decade now. You might have seen it in the award-winning documentary about hockey question mark. You might have. I was in that. So, but and I was in most of things going on with this game for over a decade now. Where's the time gone? And it continues on. It persists. It abides. And so so do we. It's one of those games where, made a promise back in the day. Well, as long as you guys keep playing this game, we'll keep casting it. And there's other games that we made those kinds of vows towards, and they did not last that long. They did not make it to the point to where, we ended up outlasting them. And not so with this game. Is the guys that are playing tonight on these teams are very, very good. And they've been playing for a good part of that decade or more. Some have been here since the beginning, and some just play so well that you'd think they've been here from the beginning. It's a difficult game. There's a heavy-duty skill curve involved. It looks pretty simple as you're watching it right now, but they're seeing it in the first person. And so they're down there wiggling the stick themselves and trying to get the puck on the blade and get the biscuit in the basket, so to speak. And it's easier said than done. And we shall see. Anyway, that's about to happen. As here are your lineups for Boston. It's Carl Jr., Jeetlor, Sully, Nina, and Al. And for Seattle, it is Goose, Lewis Friend, NHL Killer, Crab in a Tree, and Kiwi, Ayla Fanboy. Hello, Kiwi. As the puck drops, and we are underway. The season is underway, at least in the stream sense. It's been underway for a day or so, but now it continues. Is it really a league if anybody watches it or not? It's like a tree in the forest that falls if you're not there to hear it. But glad you're here to hear it and see it, as here in the early going, it's Lewis Friend versus Nina in the goals. As Sully not playing in goal. He's back on defense. So that's interesting. Usually Sully the netminder, and Al puts said biscuit in said basket. That's a solo goal. He got past Lewis Friend. He had room and an open shot. And there it is. And Carl Jr. shoves one through, bouncing around in traffic. And so 2 solo goals right there in the first minute of the first period. That sets the tone for Boston. 2-0 is your lead. Oh, and a big save there, as Lewis trying to settle things down and give his team a chance to break out of their zone, which they do. Kiwi takes it and will squeeze down into the corner where Al picks it up. And a quick dish down. Sully and Jeetlor are both there, and as it will trail past them, around a crab in a tree. These are names that I've spoken many times. It's oddly comforting to speak them again, like famous players here in hockey ? As Crab picks it up, and things have slowed down somewhat from the torrid pace of earlier. As couple of quick goals, and room to answer now, as Seattle is going to flip it back across the blue line. Are they going to get into the zone? No, it is going the other way. Jeetlor, a nifty move to get around one player and not quite another. So here's Kiwi, launches it, and this sails over the net. Now fired into the middle, NHL Killa with a good chance on the other side. But nothing doing. 2 minutes remain in the first period of our only game tonight. Is our special game of the night. So special there's only one of them. And there's some pretty special moves, as Carl Jr. picking this thing up, looking for Jeetlor. He's set up right there in front, and it is blocked, but picked up at the top of the zone and held in. Now to Al. He's got room, and he fires. This one is saved. After those initial goals, Lewis Friend has quietly made a couple of really good saves here to keep things from getting out of control. And our first offsides of the game, that answers the question of whether they're using offsides in the rules this season. I never was sure if they were going to turn that on or not. It's not in the game. It's made by the community. Amigo Meepo and all these guys who do modding, they've added so much. They've added icing and offsides, and whether they're implemented in the league is there is Al with his second goal, top shelf, where Mama keeps the cookies. Carl Jr. with the assist, and it is 3-0 Boston. And a pretty impressive display here in the first period by this Boston team. You know, they've had their ups and their downs. We've seen some pretty good performances from them, and we've seen times where they've been kind of brought up short. But that's over the course of years. There's a lot has changed, but this is very promising if you're a Boston fan, and no doubt there are many. And they will carry this 3-0 lead into the second period. Of course, there's always the question in between seasons, is it going to take a while to get into playing shape, so to speak? I don't know if that's really the case, though, because they do pick up games and ranked pub stuff throughout the year, and so these guys play the game a lot and play the game together a lot and see each other and each other's tendencies and so forth, and so it's just a matter of gelling as a 5-person team, I guess. And that comes with time. We certainly see a difference between the early parts of the season and, say, the playoffs, where you're in the middle of the playoffs. The level of play is going to be a little better. But at the beginning, not much difference, at least not as much as it used to be. I mean, we're trying to put this in perspective. I mean, watching the game for so many years. I mean, I remember when they didn't even really bother to put a goaltender out there. You know, that was an innovation, right? Like, hey, if you put somebody in the net, that works out better. And so they did. If you want to go that far back. But yes, just over the long course of the hockey question mark organized play, there's been a lot of refinement of that. So it's a lot easier to go from 0 to 60, so to speak, very quickly. Speaking of very quickly, we're about halfway through this second period. Just thinking about there weren't any goals yet. But here's Kiwi out of nowhere. Shoots and scores. Goose on the assist. They're always reliable, Goose. It's a Kiwi, and Kiwi converting. Seattle is on the board. 3-1. So now I guess you can get like an AI to do this. You can just they say you can train it with your voice so hopefully I'm giving enough content through this and the many hours of hockey question mark that we've casted here at IBN Casting and IBN Casting on YouTube. There are so much there's just a copious amount of content to use to make an AI. if need be. But no doubt they won't have the same stunning insights into the game as I myself do. But sure, it'll probably be good enough. But for now, I'll just keep doing it, right? There's a minute and 18 left in this second period. That I can tell you. And Sully has the puck. Oh, and yeah, that's close, but yeah, offsides is the call. So Al to Sully, and up the ice is Carl Jr. and Jeetlor on the other side. They're waiting for it as it's dumped in and now pulled back the other way. Drop pass by Kiwi, NHL killer. Now back to Kiwi, right on, shot, and just wide. It's like something got a piece of it on the way in, and something got a piece of that. So another block. As a couple of really good looks at the net, and another save by Lewis Friend on the other end. And with 14 seconds still time, Kiwi launches, and this one travels over the crossbar. Has had several good opportunities, so eventually one of them's going to land. I mean, that's math and science. But now we approach the third period, which is the important period, so important that it is the most important period of the hockey game. And doubly so this evening because this is the only game that we're covering tonight. So, a lot has to happen in these next 4 minutes and change. Well, it doesn't have to happen, but as we have seen in many, many games of the LHL and the HQML and whatever else, anything can happen. And quite often it does. So we'll see some thrilling sports action. Either way it goes. But Seattle, they've had a hard time with possession of the puck, but they've still managed to get some good looks at the net. Now here this shot is going to go wide. And traveling around now at center ice. That is passed over. They're going to try to line up something in the middle here. As Carl Jr. is there. Deflects it back over to Sully. And they'll try to position for this. As it is taken away from him. Seattle on the move. Nice play over to NHL Killa. He shoots it. It goes wide. And they try it again from another angle. But it is rejected. And quickly the other way to an empty net. Jeetlor shoots and scores. Carl Jr. on the assist. His second. And yeah, it looks like they were just trying to pinch up and do a little empty net business, try to get extra offense going in these waning moments of the game. But it is a risk, and risks, the bad thing about risks is that they're risky. And so it can go one way or the other, and unfortunately went the other. So 4-1 now is your score as Boston with the lead over Seattle, but they are still pursuing the puck. And at least try to score another goal or two or three. And grabbing a tree. A nice play from Kiwi. Make it 4-2. They've made up one. There you go. So a 3-goal lead is now a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes remaining. And set up in the front. Once, twice, the third time, Carl's Jr. Your children are now the property of Carl's Jr. 5-2. It's his second goal. It's all goals and assists here. And that puts a little bit of a damper on Seattle's run. They were trying to get back in this. They're going to try again. The shot wide. There have been a lot of shots that just weren't landing where they wanted them to. And now, all the way across the crease and in, as Al, a very patient play to score that goal. He has the hat trick. That's what they call it when you score 3 goals in a game. That's a hockey term from Hockey Question Mark. So now we're back to a 4-goal lead, and it's not looking that great for Seattle, but definitely some flares of ambition in there from time to time, and some things that, you know, look good, what they were trying to build, and you know, as they form more cohesion as a group, some of those things will start to land more truly, I suspect. And Carl Jr. will land this one truly for a hat trick. The aforementioned hat trick. Once again, those 2 hat tricks. The plural of hat trick is hat tricks. And it is 7-2. Boston is running away with this one. And a long shot. Lewis Friend will make a jump save on that. Yeah, you can't put much of this on the goaltender because you got guys running through there unmarked, straight through the middle. And they can put it wherever they want to, and they put it in an uncomfortable place like the backseat of a Volkswagen. 7-2 is the damage here of your final, as Boston with a big win over Seattle in our lone game of the night. But, well, did we promise you esports? We usually promise you esports, and I always feel very confident in being able to do that because there's always some motherfucking esports in this bizzle, as they say. And tonight, certainly no different. This season is going to be tremendous. I mean, these are known quantities. I mean, these players, I don't think there's any rookies in here. I don't think there's anybody in here that hasn't been playing for quite some time. Of course, they've changed their names, so I never know who the hell it actually is. But that's fine. You know, that's part of the fun. And we hope that you'll be part of the fun with us as we travel this road. Every Sunday and Monday, we're going to have 2 games every night. From that's 6:50-ish, close to 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern, whatever the hell time Pacific was that, 9? Yeah, 9-ish. No, it's 5-ish. Yeah, it's backwards. Anyway, it's tough dealing with time stuff all the time. But thank you for watching, and we're going to keep showing you these games. We're going to see how this season unfolds, and we should see some really good hockey, which is the best part of the whole thing, is the thrill and drama of athletic competition right here on Twitch TV. I'm Winners with the One. Check us out on IBN Casting on YouTube. You can type in IBN Casting and we'll be there. And you can see many, many games just like this one with as much thrill-packed shitloads of excitement. It's enough to boggle the human mind, and it has for many. And hopefully it will again. Thank you for being part of it, and we will see you next time, which is Sunday. Yes, we'll be here. All right. Good night.